Okay, you can start your introduction whenever you're ready.
Sure, estamos español durante esta reunión. Si desea escuchar la interpretación al español, haga clic en el botón de interpretación en la parte inferior de los botones. Seleccione su idioma haciendo clic en donde dice más en los tres puntos en la esquina inferior derecha de su pantalla. Seleccione interpretación del idioma. Elija español y no los presentadores. Asegúrese de hacer clic en donde dice silenciar el audio original. We'll be offering simultaneous interpretation in Spanish during this meeting. If you wish to hear the speaker in button at the bottom right corner of your Zoom screen, you'll see a globe icon that will appear right after these instructions. Select your language by clicking More or the three dots in the bottom right corner of your screen. Select Language Interpretation, then choose English or Spanish, and click Done. If you wish to hear only the interpreter and not the original speaker, be sure to click Mute Original Audio.
There's some pizza, if you would like some pizza. And we're gonna, pause in the middle also a little bit if you wanna have some extras or if you just wanna go and grab some. So thank you so much for being here for our German basics Parent University. I have been doing a German home support Parent University for the last, I don't know how many years. You will still have access to that, so that would give you some ideas how you can help and support your child in learning German. But the feedback from, I would say, like the last couple of years was like, we need something, or we would appreciate something where parents can actually learn some German. So today is really about you, being a risk taker and you practicing some German. And it's going to be basic level. I'm not a teacher for adults. I'm a elementary school teacher, so I haven't really done that. So we'll just go for it, and I hope you learn something. And again, thank you so much for being here and for taking that on, because in the end, this is what supports your child. Like them seeing, oh, my family is trying to learn, my family's making an effort. That is like the biggest support that you can give your student. So that's for being here. Tonight's goal, and that was kind of like the description that we had, was to dive into the fundamentals of German language and culture. That's why the being on time and starting on time comes in. In a fun and interactive environment, we want to cover some German language basics and everyday phrases. And again, we want to be equipped to support your child's language learning at home. And we want to just interact as much as possible tonight with the German. If you have any specific requests that you already know, it's like, oh, I need to leave later and I need to know that, you can either share that right now. If those requests come while we're doing things, you can also just like write it on the sticky note, just so we have, we can go over that in the end, or, maybe it comes through the presentation. But if there's anything that you really, really want to know, and want to learn tonight, then, yeah, feel free to give me a sticky and let me know. I am from Goldman. My name is Katrin Goldman. I was born and raised in Baden-Baden, Germany. I'm a third grade German teacher. This is my 14th year here at Einstein. I taught first grade for 5 years, and then now I'm in third grade, and I have been for a while. The favorite part of my job is definitely getting the students excited to learn another language. My favorite part of the school day is our morning meeting. That's like the routine where we just like talk how we are feeling, and just like get the students in this like routine setting of our German part of the day. And my favorite part of the school year is usually February, March, because the kids are used to the routine, they've done with winter break, and this is when they really like feel comfortable and really start using the German. And it's in every grade, it's similar, like the first graders, like there's, not so much, but then like February, March, that's where third grade, the same thing. Like I can see, they have the basics, but this is really the time where they, really start. I am a teacher. I'm also a mama. And this is my 5th year as an AA parent. I have that's an older picture, but I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and then my son is going to be in kindergarten next year. They have different ages. They have different skills, different interests, and this comes from my home support slide. You know your child, but also you know yourself as a student. So some things that I'm going to share tonight is like, oh, that's not me, but it might be yours. So this is really where they are all different, have different personalities. You have different learning styles, different personalities. Things will work really well, and other things will say like, you know what, this is not me, and that is okay. I'm also a wife to a German learner of 16 years, and I hope you don't judge me by his German skills. What he is, though, he is very dedicated, and he wants our children to speak German. And again, this is all I can ask for. Like he has a Duolingo streak of like, I think it's 1,400 days. He wants me to take the kids to Germany over the summer so they get to spend time, with my German friends or my German family. He makes time on the weekend too, so we can talk to my parents on FaceTime. So he's very, very supportive with that whole language learning. And again, he's really trying. So give him that. So you have in front of you a little package, and I said earlier there's some pages that are white. That is for you just like to take notes. So if you want to put on the front here, mein Name ist. You can write your name. So my Name ist. And this is already where it's like, oh, English and German is very similar. Name, Name, similar. We can also say ich heiße. Ich heiße would be the same, means the same. I am called. My Name ist, but this is Liana. So one other thing I wanted to say here, tonight we're not doing an immersion class. When I teach my students, I only speak German. This is German as a foreign language. So I'm speaking in English, and we will use German, and we will get to see some German. But this is not an immersion experience that it's not tonight. Other than I speak German and they might speak English, but the idea is that that's a German. German. And so what we're going to do today, and if I need to write down an agenda, so I use this page where that's why I'm learning German. On the back here, I just put the agenda, but that is really, you don't need that. We're going to go over some letters and sounds. And again, this is right now we she's going to cover what I want. So if you see something missing, let me know. I'm going to talk about some letters and sounds, some vocabulary words, some everyday phrases. We're going to go a little bit into grammar, talk about nouns and articles, conjugating verbs, and then some adjectives. Then our last part will include some reading. And then I'm going to show you some learning apps that you can use if you wish. And throughout our whole lesson, I really need you guys to be speaking. So we are having some activities where you will be speaking. So that is our agenda for tonight. So we're gonna start with a little speaking. Ich heiße Frau Goldmann. Ich habe 3 Kinder. Ich wohne in San Diego und mir geht es gut. Anybody would like to introduce themselves? Ich heiße. Ich habe ein Kind. Ich wohne. Ja.
Ich heiße Markus.
Hast du ein Kind, 2 Kinder?
Ich.
Oh, are you doing the whole thing?
Ich habe
Zwei Kinder. There's Leo, there is Valentina. How many?
Oh, 2.
Oh, dann 4.
Ja.
4 Kinder. Mhm.
Ich
Wohne.
wohne in Tijuana.
Aha.
Is that born?
No, wohne
Live.
ist, ja. Mhm.
Live?
Ja,
Okay, ich wohne in San Diego.
okay.
And
Mir geht es gut.
mir gut.
Geht es gut.
Mir geht it good.
Sehr gut. Prima. Anybody else? Yes.
That was the first sentence.
Aha. Ja.
Ich heiße Jessica. Ich habe 2 Kinder. Ich wohne in San Diego.
Ja.
Mir geht es gut.
Ich heiße Karina. Ich habe 2 Kinder.
Ja.
Ich wohne in San Diego. Mir geht es gut.
Okay. So the thing is, once you said something once, it's way easier to say something again. Yeah. So this is something that I'm really trying with my kids. Like once we are, or with my students too, once they said something in the morning that like, oh, should I not, like, you know, it gets out. So how about we just speak like on your table? So you try the best you can, you look at the little phrases and then you just speak on your table. Oh yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Hello.
Carrie?
How do you say
First
grade.
And it looks like a bee.
Mine is one.
I'm one.
My.
So how many kids? Y is 2.
I think it is so. Yeah, Kate, it's okay.
Say, you're telling us how many kids you have. So in the second grade.
Yeah. So the H second silent H sounds good. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yuki.
If you're good.
My daughter likes to do it.
Hey.
Ich heiße Omar. Ich habe 4 Kinder.
Okay, there's a question in the back. I feel like a lot of you spoke. That's already wonderful.
We get it's good is like I'm well, I'm
Yeah,
doing well.
Yeah. Mhm. So nicht gut, not so good. I'm okay. Okay, mir geht es okay.
And flying is 3.
1, 2, yeah, 3.
Okay.
And this one here, so ich wohne is I live in. Yeah, I live in.
And then they're like, oh yeah. Do all your kids go?
So you guys already did an excellent job. For the letters in German, we have the same ABC, 26 letters. Then we have this here, and you saw that in Ich heiße. This is not the German B. That's what the students always say. Oh, the German B. It's like, no. If on the computer you can't find it, you can use 2 S's. It's just a no. So this is an extra sound. Don't call it German B. Don't let your students say it's a German B. It's a Yeah, sharp is S, like a sharp S. That's what I call it. Some people call it an S set. So just don't call it a German B.
What is the letter name?
There's different, so sharp is S, like a sharp S, or S set, like S D. Because it makes it like a double S sound.
So sorry, I'm just trying to map it onto what I know, which is English, but I'm thinking A, B, C, E, F, G, so. What
It would,
is that?
so yeah, I'll
Right,
spell
so
it.
what is
It's like, it's an S,
It's an S,
S,
okay.
yes, it's an S.
Always an S.
It's always an S, yes. And so there is a rule, but we're doing basic, so we're not on it. So if I say heiße, yeah, ich heiße. Yeah,
That's your double
Yeah,
S.
that's my
Instead of
double S.
hitting
so if I'm on the computer, I don't find the key, it is totally fine to say ich heiße. Yeah, so you can use the two S's instead of the sharpest S. Yes.
So the same word though, with a single S, what would be the difference in
You
pronunciation?
would say ich heiße.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heiße.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But it has to do, it has to do where it is like, if my vowel in front, see that, now you guys are asking good questions. So if my vowel in front of it is a long vowel, so foot is Fuß, so my U is long. So then I do the Fu with a sharpest S. Good. This way. If I'm saying, ich mag nicht, dass es schneit. I don't like that it is snowing. Das. So the up is a short sound, short vowel. Then I would write the two S's.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I have das Kind, the child, das Kind. Yeah. So it's like longer, not just like short ones. Yeah. There was actually, they changed the spelling when I was in high school. So everything, there used to be a lot more of the sharpest S. And then they changed it. They made the rule with a long vowel in front of it. So a lot, depending on when people from Germany moved to the United States, I can tell how they are spelling. Like, oh, she moved before we had the change in the spelling. So yeah, all we want is like this. Then we have the that's the A with the two dots, umlaut, Ü. So this is where I get this, my husband's like, that's what I said. I'm like, So I hear it, but this is like tricky to hear. So the you know, without the dots, O without the dots, O, Ö with the dots, Ö, O, Ö. So you, I hear it, like, for some people, it's for my husband, it's really hard to hear, he doesn't hear it. And then you have the U, Ü. It's a little more up.
You move your tongue up?
Yeah, you sharpen it a little bit more like your lips. So these are the extra sounds. These are the extra, and we're gonna practice the sounds in a little bit. But this is just like in addition to the 26 letters, this is the other ones that we have. So and this is already more than basic. I just wanted to show you that we have extra letters.
Okay, look at stuff.
So what we also have is the silent H that makes again the vowel longer. Sometimes you hear it hen, and then if I start, and we learn that later, conjugating eat. Yeah, so the E is longer, and because I had my the E hen, it's still there. Eat. The same happens with the E after the I. That makes it longer. Like there's one of the articles is D. I don't like to write it because it's so high, but I have to write it a lot. So this is just longer, D. Yeah. So this is also something that you don't pronounce it. It just helps you to make that vowel longer. The same with the H. So
You have to write the dash? No, you don't. need
no,
the dash.
that was just, yeah, no,
That's
John, that's just,
So it's
yeah.
the I-E.
Exactly, so it could be, you know, somewhere in the word you have an IE. And somewhere in the word you have the H, but you don't hear it. It's just there to make it longer. But again, this is already more than basic because German is really easy. What you see or hear is what you get. So once you have that mastered, it's what you get. It's not like my daughter tried to read the word in English, B-R-E-A-T-H-E. In second grade, it's breathes, but it's hard. Like English spelling is hard. Like in German, once you have those sounds figured out, it's really straightforward. But yeah, we have to practice the sounds. Like we have to know what those are. So I'll go back here. So this is from first grade, and I think Sarah, that was one of your questions like years ago. Is there like a way to like see what is similar or what is the same? So first grade, after your comment, they made this chart where the yellow one, so if you have a first grader that you've probably seen those charts. A is different, but B, that's the same. Same in German and in English. So the yellow one, they are the same in those languages. What in German, and again, kindergarten and first grade, they're doing a really good job with having the gestures with the sound. That is not me, like I don't know, it doesn't help me, but I know like it helps a lot of students. And when your child starts to practice those, gestures with it, and I see some third graders, they are like, oh, it's the E. And it's the E, like they are still using that. So some kids really, yeah, they do that. And so all that to support that is really important.
Sorry, quick question, I don't want to derail too much, but I was wondering why they do the gestures versus like just like sign language, like is that because the gestures actually help them with the sound more? I just being like A, B, C, like the actual.
Yeah. I think I'm not a master in those gestures, but I think they support sometimes like how the sound sounds, how it sounds, sometimes how it looks like. So I think it is a mixture. Another thing too, like American Sign Language and German Sign Language is different too. So I think that it might have to do with that, and really like, for the g, like they really hear it, this is where you say g, or the t, like you hear that the air is coming out. So I think that it might have to do with that, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. But so and in your handout, I think I gave you this one here. So these are the letters, not in alphabetical order, but these are the letters that have, with the sounds with it. So let's go over here. Let's just practice that. My daughter who's in second grade, she helped me last night to practice it again. So we're just going to start from left to right and do one row after the so we're going to start with now. So I say it, I do the motion, and then you just do it after me. Okay? So ow, b. Good. E, I, oi, E. And did you notice it's a tricky part because E auf Deutsch and E in English, the E. So this is where a lot of students and a lot of grown-ups get mixed up. So E und I. Ja. K. O. U. Do that again. So it starts kind of with a T. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So again, this is, but once you know that, you got it. So let's listen to from Claudia, because there is a song. And it's all linked, so you'll see that, you'll see those slides, and, then you can listen to her over and over again, she explains it, and does a wonderful job. Who's practicing Zoom still, or Zoom still, that was doing.
A wie Ameise, E Elefant, I die Igel, ich schaue in den Spiegel. O Orang und
Utan. Not from Claudia. We can do without her. I'll try to get it running. Again, so this is the sounds with the animal names and the kids, like if you had a kindergarten or first grade, I'm sure you know and you've heard those songs. So this is just like going over and over it again. It keeps going like wie Maus, wie Löwe, wie Tiger. I can't sing it like she can. Let's give her a little break and we can come back to her in the end. Again, it is all linked, so you will have access to that after. That's just for us, just go through those animals. Again, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna say it and then you're gonna say after me.
Sometimes I'm going to
Yes,
question.
yes.
I know, I just want to be sure that I'm not, again, just like I know English, so that's my base. So I noticed in the consonant sounds, you said, duh, and thuh. And in English decoding, I admit I don't want to have the sound at the end because we don't spell cat, kata. So is that a distinction in German that you do not, that don't have to worry about the schwa at the end of every sound? I noticed like the girls saying, duh.
Yeah.
And I just think, English,
Yeah.
I would discourage that.
So we would definitely not say, we can, we say the letters and then we would say E, we would add the vowel. So we would we would, I think that's how we teach it.
Okay.
We teach it that way. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you also see, there is like tiny differences, but again, like I think this is like goes very like deep into it. So it's Ameise, but Affe. So there is a way it's sometimes a little longer or a little shorter. So there is little distinctions, but again, I think, you know, once where you're at right now, the more you hear it, the more natural that's gonna get, but that should not like throw you off right now. So again, I'm gonna say the word first and then you say it after me. The first one is Ameise. Ameise. Affe. Affe. Elefant.
Elefant.
Ente.
Ente.
Igel.
Igel.
Iltis.
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 Orang-Utan.
Orang-Utan.
Otter.
Otter.
Uhu.
Uhu.
Unke.
Unke.
Känguru.
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 Yeah, so you hear the egg. Auerhahn.
Auerhahn.
Kröte.
Kröte.
Kröte. Like up more. Oh, next one is hard. Eichhörnchen.
Eichhörnchen.
Let's do that again. Eichhörnchen.
Eichhörnchen.
Good, excellent. Hühe.
Hühe.
Good. Eule.
Eule.
That's what they did earlier.
Eule.
Eule. That's like the Eule. Maus.
Maus.
Löwe.
Löwe.
Tiger.
Tiger.
Reh.
Reh.
Seepferdchen.
Seepferdchen.
Wal.
Wal.
Delfin.
Delfin.
Nashorn.
Nashorn.
Kakadu.
Kakadu.
Bär.
Bär.
Fisch.
Fisch.
Gans.
Gans.
Papagei.
Papagei.
Hase.
Hase.
Zebra.
Zebra.
Do you hear it? Zebra.
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 Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Schildkröte.
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 And what we're practicing here too, we talk about it a little later, the syllabication, like we're doing this in syllables. And this is also something that, from the German curriculum, we're doing this like, blue, red, blue, like, that's like, so we have those syllables in. So let's do that one again. Schildkröte.
Schildkröte.
Fowl.
Fowl.
Let's go here. Vogel.
Vogel.
Vase.
Vase.
Qualle.
Koala.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have Storch.
Storch.
So this here are some extra ones, Storch, okay? But if you see the S, the sh, did you hear that? Sh? Again, that's an extra sound. The SCH makes it sh sound like in English, SH. In German, we do SCH. That's not a two.
We have that same sound.
Yes, so. Schlange on top, and let's do this one, Boxer.
Boxer.
Boxer. So. That sounded good, and it's really. We need to practice, the more we do it, the more we hear it, the more it's like, oh yeah, that's, and then when we read, we need to try. And the more we try, our kids, I know, they know better how to pronounce, but they can then help you. And again, this is where the support is like, yeah, you support me and you can teach me. That is again support for them because they can use what they are learning at school and can bring that home. Yeah.
Jaguar. The J was like the red sound, and I couldn't remember when we went over J in the chart.
Yeah, it was a yo.
It was a
Okay, Jaguar. Jaguar. And that's an important one because
Yeah.
9, it's the J, A, yeah.
What are the differences between the two sounds of V and the three sounds of Y? Or are they all the same? I'm just wondering why there are
Three
two.
sounds of, yeah, so,
Two V and then three Ys.
so we have the Vogel or
Like an F?
Vase, So sometimes it's again, very,
Is it dependent on what the vowel sound is after it or?
yes,
Okay.
Vogel, Vase, so it is, or Vase.
Okay, yes.
But Vogel, once Vogel, bird, Vogel, that could be later when we do our vocabulary. This can be our vocabulary words, and then we memorize how we spell it, and we know, because we call that too a Vogel fowl, like the V of the
Fowl.
bird.
Oh.
So then, so sometimes you might just like memorize something like that vocabulary word that goes with, and you see that, picture it, you see that in your mind, it's like, okay, I don't understand why, but this is how it goes. And then, vase, vase, that's the same in English. So let's remember this way, and then we can remember the other one that way, and then we decide.
Like the F sound?
It can be, yeah. So in Vogel, it's like an F sound. Yeah. But it can also be the sound like in vase, vase.
So instead of the pyramid, it's pyramid.
No, so here's the Pyramide, yeah. Pyramide. Or, so the other one, yeah, Pyramide, Pony. Yeah. Pony is a.
Well, it's great for me to know there are three sounds for Y. I can't say it, but I can.
I will.
Yes.
So if I had spelled yak, JAK, would it sound the same?
Would have sounded the same, yes, yes. Yes.
It would be some guy, Jack.
And that's again too, is like, what is your intention? Like for my kids speaking German, my intention is that they can speak to their grandma and grandpa. Like this is my goal. Do I need them to write a paper in German later on? I don't know. Like this is like what for my husband to like, is that correct? Is that correct? It's like, well, is it correct? Or sometimes like correct him is like, but people would understand me, right? So this is again where you have to, like what is the intention?
Street version of German.
When I practiced with my husband, it's like, okay, so what am I missing? Well, the bad words. So like, that is something we want to work out with tonight, like we can. So let's practice a little bit of speaking. So our sentence that you will use is Albert. Ma. What is it? So I'm gonna ask you and you're gonna answer me. And the answer is this. Albert mag die Katze. So, mag Albert die Katze? Mag Albert die Katze oder den Hund? Hat Albert die Katze? Wer mag die Katze? Yeah, so this is just something, a strategy too, like that what I'm using, so the kids like keep saying that and they go over that over and over, and so I'm asking you like, does he like the cat? Huh? Does he like the cat or the dog? Does he have a cat? No, he likes the cat. And who likes the cat? Albert. Yeah. So, wer mag die Katze? Albert mag die Katze. And that's another thing, like we are responding in like a complete sentence. That's also something, you know, once we get into the rhythm of that, that helps. So here, next one. Albert mag lila. Mag Albert lila? Mag Albert lila oder gelb? Mag Albert rot? Wer mag Albert? Wer mag lila? Yeah. So what is lila? Yeah, lila is purple. So, next up, we're gonna go over some vocabulary, and again, like there's like specific requests. You saw maybe what's in the packet. This is just for you to you know, take home, look over again. This is first grade material, so I might have seen that before. So, but if there's specific requests that you want to know a certain, you know, vocabulary words, you can ask me. We're gonna do a little activity, and you're gonna take your blank paper from your packet. There, not there. I'm gonna have an extra one for you. So the blank paper, we're gonna fold. First, that's nice because coming from first grade, third grade, now it's grown up. So once we have it this way, we're gonna fold it that way. And it doesn't really matter, we just need 8. And then one more time. And then what you're gonna do, you just cut all these pieces apart, so we should have 8. And we're gonna use those as our vocabulary learning part. I'll do that with my students in class as well. They have a little bag. Oh, by the way, anybody know what this is here? Die Schere. Schere. So wir schneiden.
I gotta say that in English. I ain't there yet. Get in there.
And this is again, like this is something how you know, like if that is what helps you, like, yeah, you go for it and you try to make your connection. So we'll use those as language learning parts. So we're gonna write the German word on one side, and then you can either draw a picture on the other side. You can use your first language. If you know another language, you can use that. Like just like really something that you have you know, have in hand with. And this can go more and more. The more vocabulary words you learn, is going to start. That's new today. I'm going to play a little game. So what was one word that you've learned or that you want to learn? Anybody? Do we do die Schere? Die Schere. Okay, so E, that's the article. And then here we talk about that. You need a capital letter now. C, Schere. So you write that on the one side.
Ooh, it's so easy. I love the spelling. It's so
He
easy.
told you.
Yeah.
Die Schere. And then on the back, it's the scissors. Because I don't want to misspell it, I'm just gonna draw. But you can, so do that on the back. So do the German on one side and then whatever you want to do on the back. Another word.
What was that sentence, Albert? There? The cats?
Mag die
Mag,
Katze.
mag.
Let's say mag, he likes. Mag. Mag. One side, and this would be he likes. He likes.
Is it different for she likes?
Very good. Yes, we're going to talk about that later. So she likes would be sie mag. So we just would change the pronoun. But the verb would stay the same. So mag.
Emma and Hiel. Shia? No, Emma and.
Mag, sie mag. Sie mag. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that in a little bit. What was the cat? Die Katze. Yeah, let's do that one. Die Katze. Again, this is a noun, so we need the capital here. Die Katze. And here it helps me to the syllables. Katze. Die Katze. That's the cat.
When it's a noun, it's always a capital.
All with a capital. Yes. And that will help us a little bit.
Oh, wow, always capital.
Isn't it, and the last thing you say, Lieben or something?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
So liebe Grüße, that would be more like a phrase. It means like best wishes, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Sincerely, yeah, a little more. How about, what was the color we had? Ivan Mark? Lila. Lila. Lila was purple, So what's violet then? Violet. Oh, that's right.
Like that.
And that sounds really. I'm sorry, or you don't want phrases, you want words.
Yeah, for this one, let's just put this one, let's just do words, but we can throw in a phrase, that's fine.
It's a long word, I know, but I've heard. Like, I'm sorry, like when you say.
Oh, yeah, Entschuldigung.
I always like when I hear that,
Okay.
like, that sounds.
Let's do
weird.
that. And,
That is right.
and, Schul, die, Entschuldigung. That's one word, yes. And that's another thing with German, they can get very long. And Entschuldigung.
Let me separate the.
Es tut mir leid. Same,
Okay.
Yep.
It's truly light. Oh, that means, I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
Same here,
yeah.
same here.
Okay, look at you. I'm trying.
And
I've been certified at work.
There's a crazy long word that pops out, and I'm like, I could not possibly remember that word, and it's like, it seems like it's multiple words in one.
that's what happens, yeah, so Entschuldigung, actually, that's like, that has like a prefix and a suffix, like there's nothing really put together, but sometimes there is, Klassenzimmer, classroom, it's just like, everything is put together, yeah, so,
Is that something you just have to know, like, remember, like those?
Yeah, yeah,
There's
uh-huh.
no rules around.
no, I mean, it's really like,
Okay, when we say
yeah,
classroom.
yeah, Gartenzaun is like the fence around the garden, Gartenzaun, garden fence, that's just what it is, yeah. Kaugummi, chewing gum, like,
Take the
yeah.
trash out right now.
Yeah, that's like English will put spaces between
Yeah.
those things.
So
I got
they-
really like.
they are like
really
yeah.
backwards.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
So how many words do we have, how many times do we have so far?
We have 3 left.
3 left, okay, let's say,
Night.
Oh, yeah, okay, good one. Good night. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Oh. Good night. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. And we do say gute Nacht. We are friendly at night. And we're not always like doing the. No.
Not with the T.
Nacht. Gute Nacht. Yeah, gute Nacht. And it's where the, like, yeah. Gute Nacht.
We do pencils, but I
Oh.
always use it with pen.
Very good, yeah.
Yes, good night now.
Der Bleistift is. Der Bleistift? The pencil. Der Bleistift. Again, now. Bleistift. Der Bleistift. That's Bleistift. Yes.
A little bit of a sh in that S.
And that was kind of like what, earlier, so usually if we hear the sh, it's SEH.
Yeah.
So schlafen, schön, pretty beautiful. But if there's a T or a P after the S, or after the SEH sound, then you don't write SEH. So that's advanced. So like.
Sort of like softening the S if a hard consonant.
So if you hear a sh and a T after, or if you hear a sh and a P after, you only write ST or ST. Other than that, schauen, schön, you always say SH, schlafen. Yeah, so the ST and SP, and once your kids go through here, every year there will be spelling words. 1 week we're focusing on the ST, SP, like we just did it. So this is something, yeah, because this is a little out of the role. Other than that, if you hear sh, it's SEH. So let's do schlafen as the last one. Schlafen. Schlafen. It's just like to sleep. Schlafen. To sleep. Schlafen.
S.
Yeah. Schlafen.
So I can say schlafen.
Yeah.
How do you say now?
How do
Yes. Schlaf jetzt. Schlaf. Yes. Schlaf jetzt.
So I have a problem. So my son's Da Vinci, he's in kinder, and he'll get into a mode where he does not want to speak no English, and I have to distinguish what he's saying. It took me 3 days to where he would talk English again, and I was just like, I had to go on YouTube and literally look it up. Yes, yes,
This is
it was-
when you use the
Scary.
Google Translate.
Yeah, yeah.
So with your notes, with your cards now, turn them onto the English side, so you see the English. So put them in front of you, and I think we should have 8 then. I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yeah. So yeah, you put them in front of you. And you should see the English side or the Spanish side or the picture, whatever you did. And I'm gonna say the German word and you just tap on the English translation. Yeah, so I say the German word and you find, if you can't remember, you just turn around your card, but you just tap on your English word. Okay, die Schere. Er mag. Lila. Gute Nacht. Schlafen. Katze. Entschuldigung. Der Bleistift. Okay, turn them around and look at the German side. Look at the German side. We're going to do the same thing, but now I'm saying it in English and then you find it in German. The scissors. purple, the pencil. I'm sorry. Good night. To sleep. The scissors. Purple. He likes. I'm sorry. Good. So you get the idea. That is something, you know, you can practice. You can practice it. You say the word in German. Again, there's 20 of us right now, so I'm not gonna make you all say it, but yeah, we could play it like, okay, I say the English word, you tap on it and you say the word. That's all as a little activity that you do on your own, that you practice your vocabulary words with. But yeah, I like the kids enjoy that too. Okie doke. So just again, some vocabulary words that I thought would be important, the numbers. Yeah. You see again, most of them only have like the one syllables, but then you have see, then. So a lot of times in German materials, we see, I mean, in German, you know, learner materials, we see the two colors for the syllables. So again, we're gonna count, show your fingers too when we count. I say it first and then you say it after me and make sure you're showing me your finger. So, sorry. Eins, zwei, drei, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then it's 1 und 20. 2 und 20. And that is where those words become longer and longer too, because this is all going to be in one. Yeah? So let's do it together, all together at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, 10, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good. Yeah. So that's good. This is something you can always, you know, like, did you even see how I changed my finger in German? We count like this. 1, 2, 3. Like this. So, but yeah, numbers, you know, these can be used all the time. Colors. Hellblau, blau, dunkelblau. Here again, dunkelblau, dark blue. This is like where it just like gets longer.
Dunkel means dark.
Dunkelblau, yeah, dark. Here, dunkelgrün, dark green, dunkel. Also they all dunkel. Oh, hellbraun. Hellbraun. Yeah. Lila, well, we know that lila. Yeah. Gelb, orange. So orange is from the French, like this orange, and there's different ways of how people pronounce it in German. Gelb, gelb.
The hell is like
Soft? Yeah, light.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I guess it's a lighter brown. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we have the, what was this letter called again? In Weiss?
Double S.
Yeah, Weiss. Weiss. What it also is, I know, it's the same, ich weiß. So this is where your context, besides, but ich weiß, I know, also the color white is weiß. Weiß.
It's spelled the same.
Spelled the same, yeah.
And then, I
Yes.
have a quick question. So I've heard the DIE, I've heard it in two different, like pronouncing it different. It's the,
Mhm.
so is it dia or D?
D.
Just D, not dia.
There is a word dear, D-I-R.
Oh, okay.
Ja. Das gehört mir, das gehört dir. Dir, das ist dir. Ja. I congratulate you, ich gratuliere dir. So this is where the, yeah, dir, yeah, dir. But then as an article, it's die. And the R makes it long. Die.
That's the same thing as the,
Yes.
the color,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
D,
Yeah.
D, just D, like-
Good with the colors? So do you guys want to look at those handouts that I have in there? There were a bunch of vocabulary words, maybe you just want to look through and see, just going through conjugation. But this is the best way of like, doing your, growing your vocabulary. We just have these pictures. And yeah, every day 5 new animals, tomorrow 5 more. Like this is just a good way for you to, if you just want to go through and see, if you want to help with the translations, or if there is a word that's not on there, you could do that.
In the parentheses underneath, it's a plural.
Correct, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, Bleistift, die Bleistift, and this is where this article too, the article is, also the plural article, so if there's more than one, it's always die is the article. Other than that, for the nouns, you have to know, and this is too, it's like if your child comes home and practices vocabulary words, they have to, practice the correct article. Because this is too, my husband is like, that's where he failed on Duolingo, it's like, I don't know, like, and it's really hard to, after you know all these words, then to add on that, that article. So this is, when your little ones are starting, have them practice with the correct article.
There's no hint, like in Spanish.
There is a few hints, but not
So-
really.
So you can't look for something.
No, there is some where it's like, okay, every time we have the UNG ending, it's always D. So that would be something, but
But not necessarily
not,
that.
no, that, yeah.
You write it in the card. Not that like, Franklin Spanish, I mean, not.
Yeah.
Right.
And something like that.
The only way that you're gonna
I don't, yes, I remember, yes, yes. This is where, when your little ones are coming home and the spelling words, like they do come with the article, it is important. Because once you haven't learned them, it's really hard to like go back. Again, is it that big of a deal if you use the right article? It's, for my husband, it's like, yeah, but if you have, if you really want to do the correct one, yeah, you need a, yeah. And there's more to come with the articles too, which we're not even going, but depending on where the noun is in the sentence, then it changes again. So there's more to come with that. So for right now, my, tip is really just like practice them and memorize them. And again, then there is some ways we can, yeah, if it's a female animal, it's always D. And if it's a male animal, it's always there. But only have that for,
There. So it's just opposite. Which the next, yeah, so that's all.
Yes.
I have a question. So you said this is the plural, so this is like this, der popo and die popos and the butts?
Full force, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the first one.
Yeah.
Sorry, so, like
Interesting.
generally
Yeah, one.
versus that's it. If it's a, like a female cat versus a male cat, that.
Male cat is der Kater.
Oh.
But in general, you say die Katze. So if you don't know, it's die Katze. Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you have the animal
Yeah.
presence.
Yes, so it's
No.
der Hund
Got it.
and the female version is die Hündin. So even for that, it's like, why, when we talk, it's like, oh, do you have a cat? Hast du eine Katze? I don't know if you have a female,
Right.
but then I would ask you, hast du einen Hund? Now I use der Hund. So even that is not like, oh, it's always, if you're generalizing, it's always die or there's no such thing.
Oh.
So it's der Hund,
Der Hund.
die Hündin, if it's a
Hündin.
and der Kater for,
Der.
and die Katze.
And these guys.
Uh-huh, yeah, so different words for, yeah.
And Katza with K-A-T.
Die Katze,
No, der Katza.
der Kater, Kater, K-A-T-E-R, Kater.
Is there a particular grade level where the articles are particularly stressed? Just because I would think, because in English, when you're learning Spanish or French, for example, that is, just anticipate that being a challenge for Spanish learners or French learners, because that concept does not exist on the whole in English. So how is that, this is something that's a negative transference, so how is it addressed instructionally?
So we do a lot of sorting, like, we're sorting all the, are they all there, are they all D? And there's also some color coding that goes with that. So, we do like activities where we, where we sort them, and, I did that in first grade. I still do it in third grade, just I guess, because it is something that is always, always present, and always, every time we learn a new word, we need to know the article. Of that. So,
Of that word.
of that,
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
yes,
I wanna know what it means.
Yeah.
If they're saying it.
exactly.
From the members, after 20 sponsoring,
Yeah.
it would be 21, it would be.
Would be 21. 22.
So you go back to the two.
No, here, 20.
Oh, okay.
That's your 20. So
The one before the sponsoring.
So and this is something confusing when we're teaching the math, but the other way. So 2 und 20. 23. Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, so it's the other way. So when I write down a number, 53, I start here 53, because it's 53, but in German it's 3 and 50. Yeah, good question. Yeah, 71. 71. 71. So the ones place I say before the tens place. That is.
One place first before the
I
tenth
remember
place
in
and
French,
the
it was
number.
Oh, then to do it, yeah, so then, yeah. And this is definitely something, when we're reading a text, like a lot of kids too, is like they know it's like, ooh, and then oftentimes.
So they know that, they're learning it, so they know that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do it, but still, it's like when you're like reading it, or when you're like, that is definitely something that is tricky, because they are coming from the English and they are translating it, but it's just like, yeah, they have to switch around. So yeah, that is a good one. Okay. So let's see it. So we went a little bit over those daily routine phrases. I put these, this is just in my family. I always, when they go to bed, hopefully not tonight, I'm not gonna see them, but I say, gute Nacht, schlaf gut. Schlaf gut, sleep well, schlaf gut. Yeah, gute Nacht, schlaf gut. Sleep well, schlaf gut. And then in the morning, I always ask, hast du gut geschlafen? Did you sleep well? Hast du gut geschlafen? And then the tricky part is when we visit Germany and my dad says like to my husband, wie hast du gut geschlafen? And my husband never knows like which one is he asking. So this one is, hast du gut geschlafen? Answer is yes or no. But this one is, wie hast du geschlafen? How did you sleep? So, oh, I slept well, or oh, I didn't sleep well. So this is, yeah, wie hast du geschlafen? Geschlafen.
Gosh. Yes. How do you pronounce that?
Geschlafen. Geschlafen.
Laughing.
Geschlafen. Yeah. Another one is, it's cheers, it's not cheers. A lot of people that cheers, it's cheers. Cheers. A lot of sound here, and a lot of sound. Cheers.
Oh,
Tussie, in Austria, they say Tussie, like, so it makes it a little. Minor. But Tuss is, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Tussie.
I was gonna say, we always did brush your teeth in German. Zähneputzen.
Zähneputzen. Zähneputzen. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That word, that's right on the back of my sister. Putzen.
Zähne putzen.
Zähne putzen.
So, putzen is my verb, brush your teeth. Zähne putzen. Zähne putzen.
Zähne putzen, brush your teeth.
Uh-huh.
Zähne.
Schuhe anziehen.
Schuhe anziehen. Oh, shoot. Let me write that down. Right.
Die Pants.
Pronounce it one more time.
Schuhe anziehen.
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 Anziehen. You have to write it like I say. So.
If you want to be like, bitte Schuhe anziehen, bitte. But you don't know.
Right now.
Right.
It is, you have to break it up.
Because eventually I want to just speak German in the house to him and him be able to know what I'm saying.
There you go. Okay, that's great. I love how you know, what you guys are asking. I think we're might be running a little bit late, but that's okay. We'll figure some things out. We can get.
Group night,
Yeah.
group not, was that together, you say those two things, or it was either or?
I just do it. Like, this is just like my routine, like, gute Nacht, you know, gute Nacht, good night. And then I want them to, you know, sleep well, schlaf gut, gute Nacht, schlaf gut. Yeah. You can say either or, you can say it together. Yeah. Gute Nacht, schlaf gut.
Could you pronounce again the?
Zähne putzen. Zähne putzen. Zähne putzen.
Zähne?
Zähne.
Never pronounce it right.
Put P-U-T, being.
The other one is Schuhe.
Schuhe anziehen.
Fire.
Schuhe anziehen. Danke, danke. So this is just like, I'm like compared to other like German families, our like table manners, like with like the fork and the knives and stuff, like I was like, when I, you know, became a mom, I was like, oh, I want to make sure my kids can like cut, and because I know Germans are very like, you know, proper with that. And I not doing so well, but we definitely always say guten Appetit. Guten Appetit. And then the answer, the response would be danke, thank you, gleichfalls. Same to you, danke, gleichfalls. Yeah, so I say guten Appetit, the other person says danke,
Enjoy your
gleichfalls. Yep, enjoy your meal, enjoy your meal. Bon Appetit, guten Appetit, danke, gleichfalls. Yeah, thank you, you too. Danke, gleichfalls. Yeah, yeah, have a good weekend, gleichfalls. Same to you, yeah. Danke, gleichfalls.
I'll be outside talking with the ladies and those.
And then another thing we always do, and I don't know, it's a little small, I see that. So this is just like a thing that we say, and you might know that. Piep, piep, piep. Wir haben uns alle lieb. Piep, piep, piep. All of each other. Jeder isst, was kann. Everybody eats what he can. Nur nicht seine Nebenmann. Just not the person next to you. Nebenmann. Heute nehmen wir es genau. Today we are doing it the correct way. Auch nicht seine Nebenfrau. Also not the woman next to you, because Nebenmann, like that would be the man next to you, and Frau would be the woman next to you. Piep, 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 guten Appetit. So that's just a little thing. We do it. They did it in Rattelbande. That was just like, yeah. So, piep, piep, piep. Wir haben uns alle lieb. Jeder isst, was kann, nur nicht seinen Nebenmann. Heute nehmen wir es genau, auch nicht seine Nebenfrau. Piep, 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 guten Appetit. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess it's like, say like
I thought it was like hush, hush, hush now. Okay. Your hands off the table and your elbows on.
Can you tell me again what the?
What it all means, okay, so the PPP is nonsense.
Yeah.
Wir haben uns alle lieb. We all like each other. Yeah, it's like This is another like, I love you, like, I like you, like, this is what Germans like. Here I say, I love you. In German, it's a little different. I do say I love you to my kids, but I don't like, I don't know, I don't just like throw around the I love you. So, wir haben es alle lieb is something like we like each other. Yeah, it's not we love each other, but that's like more from the German perspective. So, wir haben all like each other. Jeder is, everybody's eating what he can eat. Like if you can't finish your plate, that's okay. So jeder isst, was kann, but you're not eating the person next to you. Culture again. So nur die kleine Ebene. And then now, to be correct, heute nehmen wir genau today we're like precise, today we're accurate. We're not only eating the man next to you, the man next to you, you're also not eating if it's a woman next to you.
That is so bizarre. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that sound good for eating? Absolutely not with team down to glyphosate. Okay. Grammar, we've already touched on some things. That is another thing where here at the school, we use this like color coding. So nouns are always blue. Verbs are always red and adjectives are always green. So you might see your kids like underlining in a sentence. So this is what we're using, English, German. So yeah, blue is nouns, red is verbs, and green is adjectives. Again, he said that the noun is a person, place, or thing, and it needs a capital letter. And this is something too, like, this is something you can correct. Like if they are doing, you know, their, and that is important.